Now we're going to edit a design in Canva. So we're going to start with a basic template. So let's search for something. I'm going to start with an infographic. And to edit any infographic, all I need to do is to click on it. A typical 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. They're often larger, but you can resize them to print them at any size that you want. You'll notice when you're working on a template that it does open up in the editor. You do have some menu options on the left that we'll take a look at in a second, but you also have a zoom at the bottom of the page, which you'll want to use because you'll want to zoom in and out when you're editing. You also, when you zoom, you'll get scroll bars that you can scroll up and down. So to edit something in the file, all I need to do is click on it, and I will get more options at the top. So for instance, if I wanted to edit the text, I can just double click and I can say, I don't even know what I'm saying. I can also change the color of my fonts by using the menu bar at the top. So if you wanted to change a font, basically what it will do is it will say, well, these are all the colors that are currently used in your document. So it will let you match existing colors. Branded Kits has to do more with organizations who set up marketing brands and they have specific colors for their organizations. We don't have that set up for FM yet, but you'll notice that there's just different styles of colors that they have that kind of go together. So if you chose one of these, it will try to format your document based on the colors. You can also add another color to the color palette, or you can use one of the default colors. You can also add one of the hex codes, so if you know a specific color that you want and you have a code for the color, you can just enter it here and search for it and use that color as well. I'll change mine to pink for right now. Some of the other things that you'll notice on this toolbar is, first of all, there are tons of fonts available for use in Canva. Many fonts. If you click the text tool on the left to add fonts, it will also give you different options for different special headings and things like that as well. You can obviously center, add bulleted lists. You can also change the spacing, not only line spacing, but also the spacing after text and between letters as well. Under effects, you can add different effects for your font style, so you can have like shadows or backgrounds, those kinds of things, like echo. It kind of just gives it a little bit different look of the text. You can also animate your text, so similar to like animations you'd see in PowerPoint or Google Slide, you can have these items like enter the page in a certain way as well. If you're doing a presentation, you're more likely to use the animations. Obviously, if you're going to print this, there's really no reason for animations. You can also click on the 3 dots to get more options here. So for instance, position, you can also, position could be aligning it, and you can also, not only with alignment, but you can also do the order. So one item is in front of another. I can also right click on any item and also get some of these options here on the drop down menu. One other thing I do want to just mention here is transparency. You can add to the transparency of make things a little bit more or less transparent. You can also copy styles. So this is like using the format painter in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. If you know that, like for instance, maybe I want a new text box with this and I want to copy the style of it, I can click the format painter or copy style, and now I can paint that style onto any other text box. You can also undo anything that you've done by clicking on the undo button or the redo button. I can also resize my document to make it a specific site or size for printing. It also has some preset sizes in here as well. So for instance, a default poster is 18 by 24 inches, so you can use that default size as well. Now, we were talking about text, but obviously if I click on anything in here, like for instance, this is a shape, I can change the color of it by clicking right up here on the colors, and I can of course add more colors, or I can use any of these existing colors that are already here. So maybe I'll just use a different shade of blue. Actually, that's supposed to be green, so we'll add green there. So you'll notice that it's super easy to obviously to change things. You can also obviously move things around the page quite easily, and it will give you like different guides as you're doing it to help you align. So if you notice, like when I move this, it kind of shows me like, well, that's where, if you want to align with the text boxes to the left, this is the center of the text boxes. So it does give you those alignments as you're moving items around as well. It will show that right and left alignment as well as top and bottom. You can also rotate items as well. So if you click on something and you want to rotate it, you can just click the rotate button. Not really great at rotating, as you can see. And you can also make your boxes bigger or smaller. If you make a text box bigger or smaller, it will change the size of the font, and you'll see that changing up here as well. Now, in addition, I'm just going to hide this one section. You are going to notice on the left-hand side of the page that there are many different menu items that you can use. We're going to take a closer look at this in the next video.